All right, let's talk about a really common and kind of painful trap that so many of us fall into. It's this paradox of people-pleasing, where you're constantly giving, constantly worrying, and yet somehow you end up feeling completely drained and invisible. We're going to get into why that happens, and way more importantly, how you can start to break free.
So just think about this for a second. Have you ever been so exhausted, physically and mentally just running on fumes, but your brain just won't shut off? You're lying there worrying about your family, your partner, your friends. It's this endless cycle of concern for absolutely everyone but yourself.
And that's the heartbreaking twist, isn't it? You pour all this energy out, you sacrifice so much, and instead of appreciation, it feels like you're just overlooked. And I want you to know, this isn't just something you're imagining. It's a real, recognized pattern that happens when we're taught to always put others first.
So let's really unpack this paradox. Why is it that the more you care, the more you give, the less it seems to be seen or valued?
Well, at its core, it's a pattern of self-neglect that we often mistake for just being a good, selfless person. But when you're constantly giving away your energy, you're not just getting tired. You're actually sending out this subconscious message to yourself and to everyone else that your own needs, your own well-being, just don't matter as much.
Now let's talk about the true cost of this, because it goes so much deeper than just feeling a little tired. We need to look at what this constant overgiving and worrying is actually doing to your personal energy. You can think of it as your energy field. It's kind of like your personal battery, you know? It's that inner reserve of vitality and well-being. And when that field is strong and full, it naturally attracts respect, good vibes, and positive connections.
But here's the thing. When you're always prioritizing everyone else, your energy field basically becomes this unguarded open space. It's like leaving the door wide open for anyone to just come in and take what they need, leaving you totally depleted. And honestly, how can you expect genuine respect from others when your own core is running on empty?
So, what happens when that energy field is always being drained? Well, the consequences are pretty serious. For one, you'll find it almost impossible to attract real, genuine respect. You also start to deplete what some traditions call your blessings or good fortune, kind of like giving away your own good luck. You also become a sponge for everyone else's negativity, and you get stuck in these really draining relationships that just leave you feeling completely hollowed out.
And this is a really fascinating way to reframe what we think of as helping. You see, when we interfere with someone's choices, we're actually getting in the way of their karma, the natural consequences they need to experience. When we carry their burdens for them, we're robbing them of the lessons they're supposed to learn. And trying to force someone to see the light before they're ready, it never works. You're just messing with their own natural timing.
Okay, so if overgiving and interfering is the problem, what's the solution? Well, it's not about becoming selfish or cold. It's actually about embracing a really profound shift in perspective.
This ancient wisdom really holds the key. The ability to truly love and guide other people starts with you. It starts with taking care of your own well-being first. You just can't pour from an empty cup. The most powerful, most helpful thing you can do for the people you love is to first become whole yourself.
So, what does this actually look like in real life? The goal is to completely shift your approach. Instead of running around trying to be a flashlight for every single person's problem, you need to become your own sun.
Think about it. A sun doesn't chase planets to give them light. It just shines. It's this powerful source of warmth and energy. And the planets, when they're ready, naturally turn toward it. That's the shift we're talking about, moving from this frantic, draining, fixing, to just being a powerful, radiant presence.
And when you embody this sun energy, a few incredible things happen. First, your own energy field becomes full, strong, and radiant. Then, the people who are actually ready for positive change, they're just naturally drawn to you. You light up their path so they can see, but you don't force them to walk it. And this is how you can genuinely help people while keeping your own energy completely protected.
Okay, this all sounds really good in theory, right? But how? How do you actually do it? How do you break a lifelong habit of worrying about everyone else and finally start reclaiming your own power?
It really comes down to 3 very practical steps. First, you have to recognize what is their stuff to deal with and what's yours. Second, you have to define your own boundaries. And third, you have to consciously reclaim your energy and turn that focus back onto yourself.
Let's start with step 1, recognition. This means accepting a really tough truth. Most people learn and grow from their painful experiences, not from our amazing advice.
Every time you jump in to save someone from the consequences of their actions, you're not actually helping them. You're robbing them of the very lesson they need to grow up.
And that leads to step 2, defining your boundaries. And look, this doesn't have to be some big, dramatic confrontation. For people who just don't listen, sometimes silence is the kindest and most effective reply. For those who really don't seem to care about your well-being, creating distance is an act of self-respect. And for the people who just consistently drain you, learning to say no is the ultimate form of self-care.
And that brings us to the crucial third step, reclaiming your focus. This is where so many of us get stuck, because we've been told that focusing on ourselves is selfish. But it's the complete opposite. Focusing on yourself is how you recharge your own battery. It's how you become that stable, centered, inspiring sun that can actually be a positive force for everyone around you.
You know, this is really the goal. The healthiest, most beautiful relationships aren't about one person leaning on the other. They're like two strong trees. Their roots might mingle and offer support, but each one is growing on its own, reaching for its own sunlight. They don't block each other's growth.
So, I want to leave you with a super simple but really powerful tool. The next time you feel that pull, that urge to jump in, to fix something, to worry about someone else, just pause, take one deep breath, and ask yourself this one simple question. Whose lesson is this? That question, that is your key. It instantly helps you see the line between their path and yours. It stops you from getting in the way of their journey. And maybe most importantly, it brings all of that precious energy and focus right back where it belongs, with you.